Welcome to the second lesson in video production on a budget for churches. This lesson's all about creating the video's blueprint by writing the scripts and creating a storyboard or outline. The purpose of this lesson is to empower you with the tools and knowledge to write scripts and effectively communicate your church's message. By the end of this lesson, you will be able to craft a script that is engaging and aligned with your church's vision. Now, first off, let's just talk about it. There is two types of scripts. You've got the screenplay, which is what TV shows and movies use. For this lesson, we are not going to focus on that. The script type that we are going to focus on is the AV script. Now, what is an AV script? An AV script is a script that has two separate columns. One column is video, the other side is audio. All right. So, what is the script writing process? Brainstorming. Remember when you went and caught the vision in that brainstorming session? Take those ideas. You got the message, you've got the vision. Take those and start creating a list of what you want to see in the video, okay? That's when you start creating an outline. You start at the top, fade in. At the very end, fade out, all right? Let's just do this, okay? Let me start my screen recording. All right, so how to set up a AV script. Let's start with a blank piece of paper. Now you can set this up in many ways. You can do it. You can use Google. You can use Microsoft Word. You can use Pages if you're a Mac user. All you got to do on Mac is create a table. Boom, like that. Video, audio, text. Let's make these in the middle here. Let's expand these out. Make them a bit bigger. There we go. All right, so here we go. You got video and audio. Now, what are you going to see in video? Okay, so we've come up with some ideas, and we've selected the idea that we want to use. Let's just say we want to start a sermon bumper. Okay, so here's how we create a script. Where does it want to start out at? What is the vision about? Let's imagine. Okay? Let's imagine that it's all about, the sermon series is all about planting the seed. Now, what is the story of planting the seed? It's where you go and give the gospel to someone and you plant the seed. Now, granted, the seed will fall on bad ground, good ground, and rocky ground, and then the birds will come up and swipe it away, and take it away. All right? Here's what we're going to focus on. We're going to focus on the good ground, okay? So, where do you plant a seed? You plant a seed outside, okay? So, outside will be exterior, or EXT. Let's say garden day. Boom. Done. And then after that, you're going to create a descriptive text, okay? Farmer farmer leaves house and goes into the backyard. The ground has already been tilled, and it is ready for planting. The farmer reaches into his pocket and pulls out seed. Some seed. The farmer kneels down and carefully places the seed into the good ground. So, and then on the audio side, you'd put music bed. Kind of think about what you would want in your sermon bumper. I would say probably like inspirational music, sound effects. Think about leaves the house, so door opens and shuts, footsteps, hand brushes against fabric. And if you want dialogue and if you want your character to say something, it would be farmer, all caps, and this ground is perfect for planting. I hope this seed sprouts soon. And then you go further on to scene 2 or shot 2. Be always thinking about in your description about how you want things to be coming out. So farmer leaves, that'll be a wide shot. So in a wide shot, all that is basically you're giving as much the viewer as much information as possible. All right. You can see on the screen, here's an example of a wide shot. All right. And farmer leaves his house. You can see the farmer coming out of the house. That can be a wide shot. He can come out and come out, then go into a wide shot. Wide shot. Medium shot. I'll show you what a medium shot is. This is a medium shot of the ground has already been tilled and it is ready for planting. Let's make it a medium shot over the shoulder. OTS, over the shoulder, meaning the camera is coming over the farmer's shoulder, looking down, seeing the ground that's been tilled. Okay, farmer walks up to. The farmer walks up to the tilled ground and reaches into his pocket and pulls out some seed. So that could be medium shot or close-up shot of hand. I'll show you a close-up shot of someone. Boom. The farmer walks up to the tilled ground and reaches into his pocket. So this could be 2 different shots. Actually, let's make this a medium shot. MS, medium shot. The farmer walks up to the tilled ground and then close-up shot of him reaching, close-up shot of his hand reaching into his pocket and pulling out some seed. Then you can do another wide shot of the farmer kneeling down, and then close-up shot of him placing the seed into the good ground. Okay? Then if you want to do something in the background of him talking, or something that's called a voiceover, you know, what you hear in theaters about trailers of, you know, in a world. That's called a voiceover, okay? Voiceover, VO. Christ says to plant the seed and into good ground. Plant the seed. Christ says to plant the seed, and I guess the ground will take over. I need to read my Bible more. Christ says plant the seed and the ground will take over. Be sure to plant in good ground and not into rocky soil where the weeds will kill it and the birds will eat it. And then possibly have a shot of, you know, seed popping up out of the ground. So let's do exterior shot. Let's keep it garden, day, time lapse of the seed sprouting, and the final shot of the sprouted seed is, and the final shot of the sprouted seed will become the sermon graphic. There we go. Now, that basic example of how to create an AV script is just the tipping point of what you can do with an AV script. All right, here is another example of an AV script. It's not a church script. It's actually something I did for another project. So brainstorming examples, you really want to reflect on personal testimonies from church members, draw inspiration from relevant biblical stories and teachings. This is where we got the plant the seed. Identify key themes and messages for upcoming church events or sermons. And also you can explore creative ways to represent the core values and mission of the church visually. And then finally, what you can do is also consider current societal issues and how the church can address them through video storytelling. We've got kind of like a first draft. What do we do with our first draft? We take it to leadership and we collaborate and refine the script. Now, the refining of the script it's mainly for enhancing the script and making sure that the script fits the message and it has a very clear message and it has emotional impact and it aligns with the message. All right. So I showed you a little bit of the technical aspects of script writing, adding in the wide shots and audio cues. After that, we want to start working in the storyboarding, the storyboards, all right? Now, what is a storyboard? The storyboard is it's the visual blueprint of the script, okay? So what you're going to do is you're going to take each shot and you're going to find something that matches it, or you found your location ahead of time. You're going to go to your location, get the shots, and put it into the storyboard. After you take the shots, below it, you're going to put the corresponding descriptions below the pictures, okay? Here is an example of the AV script that we just did in a storyboard. So you can see there is a shot sequence in there. That shot sequence is basically organizing your storyboard to ensure a logical and impactful flow of visuals. Now, again, that storyboard has to be brought to your leadership and your team to make sure that it meets the standards of your leadership and it meets the standard of the vision, okay? Bring it to your peers, engage with your team to gather feedback and make necessary revisions to your script. The script is extremely important, okay? If you don't have a good script, you're going to be flailing. Now you can go by a outline, and an outline is basically you start from the top and you go and you just end. Okay. Now that is a great beginner way of doing that. Right here is a outline. Okay. You can see I've got it right here at the top. Farmer exits house. Farmer goes to garden. Farmer looks at the good ground. Farmer pulls out seed from his pocket. Farmer plants seed. Time lapse of seed growing into sprout. Okay? That's one way of doing it. And so there's a multifaceted way of doing a script or a basic script, okay? So we've learned that the message is the most important part. That whether you create a great script or not, the message is the most important part. The message is the most important part. A script is just a tool. Let me say that again. A script is just a tool to help prepare you to produce a video that helps propel the message. That's all it is. By focusing solely on the elements of scriptwriting and storyboarding, this lesson aimed to provide you with a solid foundation for creating video content that tells your church's story in a compelling way. Embrace this process as a means to translate spiritual messages into engaging narratives that will captivate your audience and amplify your ministry. Again, a script is just a tool. Technically, all you've got to do is just do what I'm doing right now. Press record and go. But if you want to create a compelling story, something that pulls at the heartstrings of someone, start with step 2, which is creating the script. From there, we're going to go into lesson 3. See you then.